Hello, my name is Shane Gagard. I am an information technology major at Sanibel College, and in this video I will be going over the script I wrote for my final in Linux administration class, or CIS 223. Today I will be going over the functionality of each task that is in the script. Starting from top to bottom, the set-e command allows it so if there's an error in the script will exit. And the first task is disable root login, and I accomplished this by using user mod to modify the root user so there is no longer a direct root login, so no one can log into the direct root user. It is disabled. And for the second task, I did update system tasks, and the way I accomplished this was using the sudo yum update and upgrade command. What these two do is they update the local packages and updates the packages to the latest version. And then I used the sudo yum clean all to clean the leftover packages that were there after the update. Then I used the echo command to confirm that the script was ran successful. For the third task, I installed the firewall daemon to configure firewall task, and I enabled it on boot or startup, and I added 2 ports to the firewall in the home zone, and they're both allowed TCP and UDP for both. And I accomplished this by using the firewall-cmd --zone equal home to add port 22 TCP and UDP and port 110 TCP and UDP. Then I used the firewall-cmd to reload so it takes effect. And then to verify that they were added, I used the sudo firewall cmd --zone equal home to list ports and services. And to confirm that the script ran successfully, I used the echo command. And for the fourth task, it is disable unnecessary services. And the two services I disabled was Bluetooth and cup service, as they are not required on this VM, our virtual machine. And I accomplished this by using systemctl stop and disable. First, I used the stop command to stop the service from running, and use the disable command to stop it on startup or boot. And then I used the echo command to make sure the script was ran successfully. For the fifth one, I used the fifth task was password length and complexity, and I accomplished this by installing 2 packages by using the yum install command. And the 2 packages I installed was PAM development and PAM LDAP, so it allows password complexity to be enforced. I accomplished this by using a variable set for password complexity path to the etc/security/password quality configuration, and then I used the sed-i along with the configuration I wanted it to be set for, along with the variable to the directory. And so what I changed was the U credits, D credits, minimum length, and O credits, and enforce for root. And what these essentially do is it requires the password to have at least 1 uppercase, 1 digit, and minimum length of 12, and 1 special character, and enforced for the root user as well. And then I used the echo command to confirm that it was successfully ran. And for the next part of this task, I used a variable set for password expiration that is pathed to the etc/login defs, or login definitions. And like before, I used the sed-i command to set the variables to what I wanted. And so the variables that were changed was pass max days, pass min days, and pass warn age. So what these essentially do was set the maximum days for a password to stay active before requiring a change was 60, and then I changed it to for minimum days before a password can change again is 10 days to pass. And then I set it for a warn age, a warning that pops up when password is coming up to change, for 7 days. And then I used the echo command as well to confirm the script was ran successful. Now for the sixth task was log critical system changes. And the way I accomplished this was installing the audit daemon. I used the yum install command to install the audit daemon, and then I used the systemctl start audit d to start the audit daemon, and then I used the systemctl enable audit d to enable it on boot or startup. And there is two configurations that I used. One that is pretty much the same directory, but they're both watching for two different keywords. One keyword is user modify and the other is password changes. And then the way the command the command used was audit CTL, which makes it so that the audit program monitors the etc/password directory and looks for those two keywords. And to verify that the audit log is looking for them, I use the cat audit log, or the cat/var/log/audit/audit.log to grep or find the keyword user modify in password changes. And then I used the echo command to verify the script was ran successfully. And now for the seventh task was secure files and directory. Now for this one I set two variables up here, so it'd be easier for me to run the commands. So the first variable is secure log, which is set for the directory of the file that this bash script is residing in. And then the second one is the var/log directory. And I accomplished the changing permissions by using the change mod command, which essentially changes both of them to allow user to have read, write, and executable access, while every others will only have read-only access. And to verify that the changes were successfully made, I used ls-l to show the permissions set for each of the directory and log. And I used the echo to confirm that the command was ran successfully. Now for the second to last task, security updates, I used a variable to path to the etc/dnf/automatic configuration file, or config file. But first you had to install the daemon, which is the yum install dnf automatic -yes, which installs the automatic daemon and says yes to all the configurations, or all the prompts, sorry. And then I used the set-i again to change the configurations to what I needed. So the ones I changed was apply updates, upgrade type, and reboot. I changed the apply updates from no to yes, which allows the timer to apply updates, and the upgrade type from default to security updates, so it'll only download the security updates. And I changed the reboot from never to reboot when needed. And to verify that the timer was running successfully, I used the systemctl status, and I did forget to mention that I did use the systemctl enable to enable it on boot or startup. And then to verify that the timer configuration is set, I used the sudo cat /user lib systemd system dnf automatic installer .timer, and the default configuration for it is to set is set to run every night at 6 a.m. And I used the echo command to verify that it went through. And for the final one, I used the automation of scripts. So what I did here was I made it so that the script that I created is added to cron jobs, which are ran every night at 1 a.m. for this cron job. And the way I accomplished this was using the echo command and the configuration of the time, which is set for 1 a.m. there with the path to my script location, which is then added to a file named mycron, which is then added to the cron jobs by using cron tab and file name. And to verify that the cron job was added, I use cron tab -L. And to verify that the script is working successfully, I will run the script right now. Bash / and the location of my script is in a directory known as Linux Final. Oh, apologies, harden _ workstation. Sorry, maybe I'd have to change my CD first. Or change my directory. And now let's try bash harden workstation. And now it asks for my password in order for it to be ran. And now it's gonna run. And I have not ran into any errors that I could see in mine. And that would be, it was successfully ran. I would like to thank you for your time in watching the video. Thank you, and have a good evening.